He'd rather not film it. So
Huh?
He'd rather not film it. You could, after we leave, you can FaceTime. We're just gonna ask some questions. I mean, you can record it, but don't film if you just want.
Okay,
that's. I don't care.
That's fine. I'll keep it pointed at the ground. You guys can see it's pointed at the ground.
Okay.
That way it's
so
recorded.
You're Keith Hansford?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason we're just talking to you today is there was some concern with a Facebook post that you had posted a couple weeks ago on Bay Pines Exposed. Are you a moderator?
I'm the founder and one of the moderators, yeah.
Okay. It just you wrote. This is a copy of the post. Gary Lang and Robert Volp. We want to introduce you both to him one day. I'll guarantee that day goes different than your keyboard warrior bullshit. Keith Hansford, Fucking Veteran, and then post that link to the YouTube. We saw all this and came to our attention, and we work closely with the United States Attorney's Office, and we contacted them, and they were concerned, and given today's state of being with all these active shootings going on and people making threats. As part of our duties as special agents, we have to respond to certain threats and everything else. So they opened a case on it. Just because it was open doesn't mean anything's going to happen. Just like VA police or us, we open a case and we look at it and we either go forward or we close it down. So can you give me, why did you make this post? What was that about?
The day I made that post, I came home and there was somebody at my door and they were knocking about a yard sale, even though the sign said don't knock. And it pissed me off because it's Lang and Volpe that are the trolls on our page, and they get on there and they make up fake Facebook account names, and they're fake because if you go and click on the icon, it was made up right before the attack started. They encourage me to kill myself. They call Carlton Hooker, he's one of our other moderators, nigger, why don't you go pick cotton, you coon? This site's a joke, all kinds of stuff. And I posted that because I first posted it I've posted that video probably 6 or 7 times on my personal page, and I wasn't threatening anybody. I posted that because I had posted it on my personal site, and the exact same verbiage came up. Keyboard warrior, all of that. And so I posted that so that they would know that I know that it's them.
Okay. Well, maybe could have used a better language, maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, reading it now, I know I could.
All right. So did you have any intention do you have any intention to harm anybody at the VA?
No.
Or anybody?
No.
Do you have any intention to harm yourself?
No.
You're good?
Yes.
All right. What about any of your family members, your niece or your wife?
No.
Okay, your dog? No.
God, no. He saved my life.
I
went through a really dark time when they were really fucking with me bad, and I had suicidal ideations. They know that, and that's one of the reasons that they fucking poke at me, trying to push me over the edge.
You were employed by the VA for?
I was a police dispatcher. I was an EMS supervisor before that. I was there 10 years.
And when did you leave?
2012, September 3rd. But it pisses me off that 2 OIG agents come out and investigate this and check with my wife and check with me and all, but over a video post that made a couple officers uneasy. And
well, it wasn't just the officers. Like it was enough to concern the United States Attorney's Office. And I know a lot of people say, well, it wasn't a threat, or that doesn't make threats. They're the experts on the law. So, you know, what may seem innocent to a lot of people is cause enough concern to the government. It's like, well, like this probably is not going to go anywhere. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not my decision.
Well, I mean, my concern is that all the stops are pulled out on this video, but I have repeatedly reported to OIG, FBI, Sheriff's Office, White House hotline about this ongoing harassment, and it's being done by police officers, and I believe from government computers, and we've got a stack of evidence. I went into the police station down there to complain about their harassment. They wouldn't even take my report. I've got it on video. I had my GoPro on. And the officer sitting there, he wouldn't even take the handouts like you just did.
And I haven't looked at that yet, but do you, outside of the timing of everything, do you have any other good evidence or leads that would indicate that it is somebody from the VA or whether like VA police or government? And I haven't looked at that, so
we did not have any harassment. We did not have any trolls on our site at all until the day after the town hall meeting, where I asked the director if she had reported, if she had started a AIB on unnecessary surgeries and surgical delays that I reported to her right before I left. And when I made the FOIA request for that to find out if she had ordered an AIB and what the results were, FOIA sent me an invoice for $1,077 and said I would have to pay that before they would do the search. So,
a little pricey.
Huh?
A little pricey.
Yeah, and it's a way to keep it quiet. But I asked her at the town hall, and after trying to dodge the question several times, she finally said, "No, I did not." And I said, "Well, what are you trying to hide?" And she said, "I have nothing to hide." Then I went and stood in the back of the room. And the video shows the public affairs officer lean over and whisper in Lang's ear. Then Lang comes over and says, "I have to go back up to where my seat is because I left my camera bag up there." So I go up, I get my camera bag, I come back, and I'm standing in the back again, and he comes over and tells me I have to go sit down, and I didn't. I said, "Why are you singling me out?" And "I'm not singling you out." I said, "You're not asking these people to sit down, you're singling me out." And after that confrontation, you could tell he was seething. After that conversation the next day, all of the online harassment, fake accounts, and all of that shit started. Right. And now Lang doesn't know me. He didn't work there when I was there. The only thing he knows about me is that I founded a veteran advocacy group and that we're exposing stuff, and that when he told me to sit down, I didn't.
Are there screenshots of the yeah, okay. So,
and one of the officers, Vopie, he uses his own Facebook page. Initially, he was using his own Facebook page and posting stuff on our page like, "This site's a joke. Why don't you guys just shut it down? You're never going to get it to change," and stuff like that. Just taunting us. But then somebody probably whispered in his ear, "Don't use your own page." And in there you'll see an IM message where Lang is talking on Facebook Instant Messenger and says, so it identifies it as being Lang, and the other one is Lieutenant Nicholson. And he tells Nicholson, "Hey, they put that video up of you at the town hall." And he laughs and he says, "Yeah, I saw it. Hey, don't send that to my work account because that can be FOIA'd."
Okay. Well, I'll look at that, and so I can't speak to other agencies like FBI. You know, you said you report them, or the local law enforcement. They have their own policies and criterias. I think you maybe spoke to Hotline.
Yeah.
Because which ultimately, if you speak to Hotline, we may or may not ever find out. You know, because they have their own filtration system to determine who it goes to or how or if it's going to be addressed. I'll look at this. I don't have any problem with doing that.
When you look at those, because we've got some that we went through and I didn't have time to print them out. I'm between places. I didn't have access to the printer. When you look at those, the fake Facebook accounts and the IM posts by Lang, where you know that that's him, have the same spelling mistakes. He uses the same verbiage. You know, he refers to me in some of the other fake accounts as having mental issues, and when he's talking to Nicholson, he refers to it as mental issues.
Okay. Well, I'll look at it, but just so we're good, you had no intention to harm yourself,
No.
or harm others.
No.
You have no intentions to do harm to yourself or others or
No.
anything. Okay.
No.
And I'm just going to let you know, even though I'm sure you're more aware of this, when you go on VA campuses, if you do go on, you know, for appointments or whatever reason, don't bring any firearms.
I don't. I never do.
Okay. I just some vets, you know, some don't think it applies to them or something, or so they do, or they forget. But just, you know, given the situation with you and the VA police or you and the VA, I wouldn't want that to. You forget and become another situation.
Right.
So
no, if I'm going out there, I don't even take it with me. It stays at home. I mean, I'm armed right now, but I'm not a danger to either one of you or anybody else.
And you have a right to be. And then just in the future, you know, I would just kind of before you post something, maybe ask your wife, "Hey."
I was angry when I posted that because somebody had just been there at my house.
It happens, and that's why we're here. We just want to make sure, because sometimes it happens in the past. People's like, "No, I would do something." So we're good. I'll review that, and I'm not saying anything will happen, but I will review it and look at it and see.
Well, the look on your face after you looked through those, and he asked you if, you know, is that in there, you were like, yeah. So you obviously see that there's some pretty disturbing stuff in there.
Well, I see the one with Gary, which is an alias.
Yeah.
And then I see Robert Volpe is his true name.
Right.
But then I was going to ask about Rob O'Neill is in there. Is that a fake account, or is that supposed to be him?
That's a fake account. What they did, that's the first fake account that showed up. They went to Rob's Facebook page, took his profile picture, and used it to make a fake profile, and they misspelled, and that's another thing that's in there, they misspelled Rob's name. They used the lowercase n. So when I first saw Rob O'Neill attacking me, you know, my wife keeps a diary on me, on my daily ups and downs and bad days and good days. She's been doing that for years. When I saw that Rob O'Neill was attacking me, I couldn't understand why. And finally, he got a hold of me and said, "Hey, did you see I said, "Yeah, what's up?" Well, somebody had made a fake account using his profile picture and his name, so that unless you took the extra step to click on it and see it didn't have any other content, you would think that was coming from him. So, I mean, yeah, the more disturbing stuff comes from the fake accounts, but you guys are investigators. If you got the IP addresses for those fake accounts, they would lead right back to Volpe, they would lead right back to Lang, I'm sure of it, and it would be coming from government computers, whether it's a computer, laptop, cell phone, whatever.
And there's no doubt that we had the ability to get whatever information we need. As explained on the phone, the problem that arises is that we have to open cases or essentially a case, and we have to get approval, and there has to be justifications and everything else. So while we can get it, and while I'll look at it and see if I can, all right, this rises to the standard, I still have to get my supervisor or somebody along the food chain to say, yeah, go ahead and do something with this. So yeah, I'll review it and I'll see what's there, and I'm not discounting what you're saying. I'm just saying I will do what I can.
I would think the VA OIG would think that a VA police officer encouraging veterans to kill themselves would rise to that level.
You would think, but I can't speak to the totality of the situation, and I can't answer for my supervisors. So there's a lot of investigations we would want to conduct and love to conduct, but they shut us down because it just doesn't meet the commander's intent.
Well, that's the thing that's so damn frustrating is this is happening continuously, and we can't get anybody to take a look at it. But we've got an ace in the hole now. Did you hear about Lonnie Kilpatrick? He was the veteran that for 5 years, Bay Pines misdiagnosed as having arthritis,
cancer,
and he had cancer and died. Well, when Trump was flying down, Sheila is one of our members. When Trump was flying down for the rally, Bill Arrakis was with him and told him about Lonnie. And Trump told Bill Arrakis, get with my people, I want to meet her personally. So Sheila said when they meet, she's going to let him know about all of this stuff. So, I used to want him to leave me alone. I want him fired now for the shit that he's done. But as far as hurting him, no.
Okay. All right. Or anybody or yourself.
Anybody else or myself.
It's not
I've had suicidal ideations in the past, and I have thought about, years ago when they were really fucking with me, going out there and doing something, but never made any plans, nothing. Just just was like.
You got a wife you need to take care of and dog to take care of, so you got to think about that. All right.
Well,
and you have friends.
Yeah.
So just
no, I'm way past all of that.
And again, it's not just for the danger element against the other people. We're concerned. It's like, all right, well, this person harmed himself.
And when I said that I thought about it, it wasn't any type of plan or anything like that. It was more of a wishing something would happen to him than me planning to do anything, because I never did. I never planned anything.
All right. Well,
want to show you something real quick. I'm going to turn this off.